Convertimos el programa Inglés Online TVE en un curso de inglés premium para ti. 1 año de clases por menos de €1 al día, con tutor online, en cualquier dispositivo, con certificado Vaughan y ya sabes, dónde y cuando tú quieras. Curso de Inglés Online TVE.com o infórmate en el 911335842. Aquí comienza Inglés Online TVE.
Hello, everybody. I'm sorry to keep you waiting. We have a bunch of people connected already as I deal with a few IT issues, right? As I deal with the technology. But we're connected and we're live and you can join us. You can participate in the program today through our channel, Inglés Online TVE. And I have to admit, I'm feeling a bit under the weather today. I'm feeling a little bit ill. My health has been on a downward slope today. I got up feeling, as you say in Spanish, regular. I was feeling so-so. And throughout the day, I've been declining. But thanks to modern medicine, I'm still here, right? I'm getting a little bit ill, but I'm managing. Hopefully, I'll be with you tomorrow as well. But I'm starting to get a bit of a sore throat. I'm starting to get a bit of a runny nose. But I'm sure I'll manage. Welcome to class number 32, everybody. It's Inglés Online TVE, and you can find us on the channel, Inglés Online TVE. And we have Nelson dialing in, Nelson connecting in the chat. He says, "Hi, Kyle, from PY. As always, ready to learn much more." Paraguay. He's from Paraguay, not Uruguay, Paraguay. Yes. And he's connected. Hello again from Mexico. We're improving. We are advancing little by little, step by step, slowly but surely, says Ricardo. And that's what we hope for, right? Poco a poco, little by little, slowly but surely, you improve. That's all I can ask for. All right? So thanks to everyone who's participating. We got lots of people connecting today. Welcome to the stream. Say hello in the chat there on YouTube. Tell us where you're from and what you're up to. Say hello to the gang. We have Jacqueline, the usual suspects, right? The usual participants. Jacqueline's here. She says, "Hi, Kyle. I hope you feel better. Take care and rest. Have a nice day." I will. After the show, I'm going to go home and have a nice little rest. But I'll manage. I'll pull through. All right. Belen says, "Good afternoon, Kyle. Take care. You sound a little bit hoarse." Yeah, I am. Hoarse. Afónico, right? I'm getting a little bit hoarse. My voice is sounding rough. Yes. I'm losing my voice. But I'll be all right. Let's get things... Yeah, hoarse, but not in that way. It's H-O-A-R-S-E. But yes, pronounced that way, exactly. Dudanel says, "Hi, Kyle. Sorry to hear that you're under the weather." Yes. Well, let's get things started, everybody. It's class number 32. Let's begin with our beginner content.
Nivel básico.
Nivel básico, everybody. Our sentence today is, which envelope is in the folder? The big one or the small one? Now, which envelope? Envelope eso es sobre. ¿Qué sobre está en la carpeta? Which envelope is in the folder? The big one, el grande, o el pequeño, right? Which envelope is in the folder? Now be careful. There's some tricks here with this sentence. There's some tricks. First of all, we have carpeta. In English is a folder, not a carpet. Carpet, eso es moqueta. On the floor, we have a carpet, right? So you can, to say, moqueta, we say a carpet, but to say una carpeta, we say a folder. So the question here, which envelope, que sobre, which envelope is in the folder? The big one or the small one? And notice how we say which here. A lot of people say, but Kyle, what's the difference between what and which? And you go to the dictionary and you search what and which. And it says que and cuál. But that's not the best definition. That's not the best explanation. Okay? Which is used when we have limited options, understood options. So I have a red pen. You can see this. I have a red pen and I have a green pen. Oh, and I have a blue pen also. A blue pen, a red pen, and a green pen. Which one would you like to borrow? Which one would you like to borrow? Because you can see the difference. So you can't say the pink one. Quiero la rosa. No. I want the green one. I want the red one. The blue one is good for normal writing. The red one is good for correcting mistakes, and the green one is good for highlighting, to make something stand out. Destacar, to stand out, to make it stand out, right? So if we have unlimited options or unknown options, then we would use the question word what. Like, what's his name? ¿Cómo se llama? ¿Cómo se llama? Ese chico de ahí. What's his name? What's that guy's name? What's the technician's name? Oh, it's Tino. Which technician do we have working today? Is it Tino or is it Juanjo? Oh, it's Tino. Which one? So I would say which if we understand the limits of the options. Right? Which one is your favorite? Which language do you prefer, English or Spanish? Now, it can be, with which, it can also be a big number. It doesn't have to be a small number like 2 or 3. A lot of people have told me, I think which is when you have 2 or 3, right? No. Which can be with a lot of people. I remember going to the Santiago Bernabeu football stadium with a friend of mine who had season's tickets. He invited me. When he said, Kyle, come with me. Let's go to watch the football match. I said, oh, great. Thank you very much. So we went. He said, I have season's tickets. I've been going to we've been sitting in the same seats for years, he said. So we went into the stadium and there are, I don't know, in the Santiago Bernabeu, how many seats are there in there, Tino? 85,000? Por ahí? Around there? Around 85,000? About 85,000 seats, maybe? In the Santiago Bernabeu. So we walked in and we were approaching the seats. We were approaching, acercando. We were approaching the seats. He said, come with me. And when we were getting close, I said, which ones are yours? He said, they're over here. And I said, really? But which ones? He said, oh, those 2. On the last row, on the left side, the first 2 seats. Those 2 are mine. Which 2? Those 2. So there we were with 85,000 options, and we still use the question word which. Because we have limited and understood options. We're standing in the stadium. We're surrounded by seats. So we can still use the word which. Which one is yours? Which one is your favorite? But we would use what when we have unlimited or unknown options, not understood options, right? The limits of the option set are unclear. In that case, we use the question word what. What's your favorite color? Blue. Which pen do you prefer out of these? The green one, The red one or the blue one? Which one do you prefer? We're going to use the word which because we're choosing from limited options, understood options. And in that case, we have to use which and not what. Okay? And we very often use the pronoun, we use one, which, ¿cuál? ¿Cuál es tu canción favorita? What's your favorite song? Yeah, not which, because we're going to say what. What, because we don't understand all the options. Maybe there are songs, maybe it's a Canadian song that nobody's ever heard of. What's your favorite song? Oh. Which Rolling Stones song from this album is your favorite? We hold up the album and say, look, there are 12 songs. Which one do you like the most? But in general, what's your favorite song? Do you like the fast one or do you like the slow one? Which one, out of these pens, which one, we use the word one. Which one do you like the most? Which one is the most unique? I would say the green one is the most unique. Which one is the most common? The blue one is the most common. Which one is best for correcting errors? The red one, el rojo, the red one is best for correcting errors. Okay? So which one, when what? What's his name? Oh, I know. There are two guys in there. One of them is Pedro. Which one is Pedro? The tall one or the short one? Which teacher is from Ireland? Is it Fitz or is it Alberto? Oh, Fitz is the one from Ireland. Alberto's the one from New York, right? He's the guy from New York. Okay. Nelson has a question. He says, hi, Kyle. If you have 100 football teams to choose from and you've delimited. So delimitado. You've reduced it down to 20. Do you still say which? Yeah. Which one? Which teams are remaining? Yeah. There were 100 teams. Now, only 20 will advance. Which 20? Which 20 teams remained? Sure, absolutely. In ice hockey, which is my favorite game, they have a 30-team league, and 16 of the teams make the playoffs. They have a regular season, and then after the season completes, more or less the top 16 teams qualify for the playoffs. So you can say, well, which teams made the playoffs this year? Well, there's New York and Chicago and Detroit and Montreal and Boston and Philadelphia and Pittsburgh and Los Angeles. Which ones? Even though there's a big number, we're still going to use which because the options are limited and understood. Nelson says, yes, reduce. Thank you, Kyle. Okay. Yes, very good. So thank you. Nice question. Feel free to ask questions if you want. Our first sentence, this is our beginner sentence, but it's not necessarily an easy one. Which envelope is in the folder? The big one or the small one? El grande o la pequeña, right? O el pequeño, excuse me. Yeah, el pequeño, claro. Okay, which envelope is in the folder? The big one or the small one? All right, let's push forward with today's intermediate content.
Nivel intermedio.
Yes, intermediate, everybody. The intermediate content today. What's the weather like? ¿Qué tal el tiempo? Have you been outside, Tino? What's the weather like? ¿Qué tal el tiempo? Yeah, the weather's pretty good. What's the weather like? Well, he says, it's all right, but it's a bit windy. It's a little cold. Yeah, it's a little cold. And we have some vocabulary. We can use different adjectives to describe the weather. For example, sunny, soleado. It's sunny. We say, how's the weather? ¿Qué tal el tiempo? How's the weather? We're at the beach, right? We're at the beach. How's the weather? Oh, it's sunny, right? Very sunny today. And then the sun disappears and the clouds come in. Y está nublado. De repente está nublado. It's cloudy. Cloudy. It's cloudy. Está lluvioso. In fact, look, it's You can't see on the other side of the camera, but if I look out the window, I can see that it's rainy. Está lluvioso. It's rainy out there. It's rainy. It's raining. Lloviendo y está lluvioso. It's rainy. Okay? Nebuloso. Ooh. Ooh, epic. Yeah, it's foggy. 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 So F-O-G, fog. But here, if it's foggy. Ventoso. It's windy. It's windy. Yes, it's windy. Y caluroso? Caluroso, it's hot. Yeah, let's go for a swim. ¿No? Claro que sí. Yeah, because it's hot. We should go for a swim because it's hot. And then, if you go out to, say, Alicante, or I don't know, maybe how's the weather in Dominican Republic? Is anyone in Dominican Republic listening today? How's the weather? Tell me how the weather is. Let's get the international people letting us know, or not just international, people all around Spain and around the Dominican Republic. And Nelson, how's the weather in Paraguay?
Hace calor, ¿no?
Well, I don't know. No sé si hace calor, quizás. I don't know. Maybe it's warm. Maybe it's muggy. Bochornoso. Muggy. M-U-G-G-Y. We say muggy. Nevoso. Snowy. Like, how's the weather in Canada? Well, Canada's a big country, right? But I'm sure in parts of Canada it's snowy today. Snowy. Tormentoso. Stormy. It's stormy. Nelson says it's summer. It's hot. Okay. Dudonel says it's foggy. It's foggy. But where are you, Dudonel? I can't remember. Excuse me. Are you in Dominican Republic? Leonardo says, it's so weird to see your face. I always listen to you on the radio and imagine you were totally different. Well, sorry. This is me. Although I must admit I don't look normal today, Leonardo.
Oh my God.
Do I, Tino? I don't look normal today. I look a bit ill, I think. Yeah. Anyway, Jose Luis says, here in Dominican Republic, it's cold. I live in the north of the Dominican Republic. The north of the Dominican Republic, the DR. You know, we used to broadcast on the dial in the Dominican Republic. We used to have a frequency in Santo Domingo. But we don't anymore. Maybe someday. Hopefully someday we'll be back. Okay, snowy, nevoso, tormentoso, stormy. Y cálido? Warm. Not worn. Warm. Closing my lips with the letter M. Warm. Y frío, of course, cold. It's cold. Qué frío, eh?
Muy fresquito, sí.
Yeah, I came into the studio today and I turned on the AC, the air conditioning. Over there, you can't see it, but over there, we have an air conditioner. And when I turn it on, it gets cold in here. So I turned on the air conditioning and it got cold. It got quite chilly. Fresquito. It got a bit chilly. Yeah. Anyway, this is our intermediate. Actually, I have a little expression. Tina, you like expressions, don't you, Tino? Sure. Our expression, and this is a good one for me today. I'm feeling under the weather. It's a perfect expression because we were talking about weather, el tiempo, and it's also true because I am feeling a little bit under the weather, which means pachuchillo. No? Would you say that? I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. Yeah. Okay. Oh, we have a good question from Belen. Very good question. I like this one. Well, first of all, Webster. Hey, Webster writes in from the Dominican Republic as well. We have a lot of people listening from the Dominican Republic, Tino. We have Luis. We have a Jose Luis. We have Webster. Belen. Where is Belen listening from? Belen, where are you? But anyway, she says, is there any difference between maybe and perhaps? I reckon they're synonymous. I reckon, meaning I think they're synonymous. Yes, they are essentially the same, but I tell my students not to say the word perhaps, because your goal is to speak, I expect your goal is to speak like a native English speaker, to approach the speaking style of a native English speaker. And if you want to do that, it's good to remember, this is an interesting point, it's good to remember and learn, not just learn the words and the expressions, but to also learn how often, con qué frecuencia, how often they're used. And the word maybe is used probably 25 times more, probably 50 times for every one time we say perhaps. I say the word maybe probably 50 times a day. But I say perhaps, actually less than that, probably 100 times. I probably say maybe 300 times in a week, and I say perhaps once. So if you want to learn that, and if you start treating them as 50%, then it's correct to say perhaps. Tal vez, quizás. It's perfectly correct, but it's much more common to say maybe. They mean the same thing, yes. But it's like when people say student or alumno, student, which is very common, which is the most common, and pupil. Pupil is another way of saying student, alumno. But pupil would be, maybe my grandmother would say it, right? It's not a very common thing. I never say that word. I understand it, but I haven't said it to you for a student in probably 10 years. So I encourage you to learn, not only learn the words and learn the meaning, of course, but part of the learning process includes understanding the frequency that we use certain structures at. And make sure that you focus your learning on the most important words. Right? Like if you can't pronounce the word rhinoceros, it's not the biggest problem. But if you can't pronounce the word because, it is a problem. Because I use the word because maybe 50 times a day or 100 times a day. But I use the word rhinoceros once every 6 months, for example. Okay? Okay, let's move on. Oh my gosh, we have people starting to ask questions. Belen says, what's the difference between go over and go through and look over and look through? Those are very similar. Repasar. Repasar, to go over, to go through. Repasar. Now, to go through is physically turning. Ojear. Okay? To go over is repasar. To go through is repasar, pero también como ojear, because you're turning the pages, right? Ojeando con el libro. Look over and look through is the same. Look over, repasar, revisar, look over your notes. And to look through gives this idea of ojeando, turning pages as you review something. Belen says, I'm Spanish, Kyle. I'm from Madrid, and today I'm watching it on my mobile phone, having a coffee and a piece of cake. Well, nice. I'm having a coffee too. Cheers. Diodonel says, what's the difference between fat and stout? Well, fat is like gordo. Stout implies... Stout is not a word that we use every day. It means short. Someone is like maybe Danny DeVito is stout. Someone who's very short and kind of stocky like this. Okay, we have just a minute. We have to go ahead to our advanced sentence.
Nivel avanzado.
Well, Tino, maybe I should spend some time going over my notes this weekend. Well, yeah, we've already seen this maybe. Instead of perhaps, you could say maybe, quizás. I should, debería. Maybe I should spend some time. Yes, time we spend. Gastamos el tiempo. We spend time, just like money. Spend money to spend time. Maybe I should spend some time going over, repasando mis apuntes, right? My notes. Maybe I should spend some time going over my notes, reviewing my notes. That's probably a good idea. Maybe I should and then followed by the infinitive spend. I should spend some time repasando, revisando, going over my notes, going through my notes, you could say, but hopefully the difference there is clear thanks to Belen's question. Thank you very much, Belen. That was a good question. And we're out of time. Just like that. Y ya está. Just like that, we're out of time, everybody. But thank you for watching. We have lots of people watching today, lots of action in our chat as well. Thank you for joining me today, for joining us. And that has been class number 32. I'll be back tomorrow with another edition of the course. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, Inglés Online TVE, and click subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
¿Tú también mientes en tu currículo sobre tu nivel de inglés? No mientas más. Consigue un nivel de inglés que te permita entrar en el